Hi, I'm Andy Amato. I'm preparing to move off grid. I've been preparing for about 4 years, just trying to work my way out of debt, and I'm pretty much there. I've got about 4 more months to kind of clean things up and just get ready, and then of course I'll be in winter, so where I'm looking in New Mexico and Arizona, I'm looking at elevation above 7,000 foot elevation, so probably have to wait till just after winter before I buy some land. My son's going to be a senior this year, so that should work out perfect. I thought I'd make one video now just showing I'm still in my house. We're preparing some things, but we're not going to wait for this house to sell. As a matter of fact, we want to keep it till at least after my son's freshman year, I think, because yeah, just for stability, I suppose, to get him started on his life. But he'll have the other house too, right here in our hometown. So, and I'm in deep southeast Texas where it's hot. So I'm looking forward to getting out of these summers. I didn't mind for 20 years, but it's starting to really bug me. You know, I grew up in the Midwest up on the Mississippi River, and being down here, summers are kind of like winters used to be up there, where you're kind of cooped up in the AC, or up there you'd be cooped up in the winter in the heat. But I've enjoyed it. I mean, and I thought I'd do a YouTube channel just to record what I'm doing, have a better record, because I think I've done some cool things. Not anything real big, but I mean, I moved from the Midwest to Key West right after, I think I was 17 when I left, and then eventually ended up on South Padre Island in my late 20s. I was a boat captain, did a lot of scuba diving, had a couple sailboats that I sailed, and I have a few pictures, but I don't know. I just think it'd be nice to, since this will kind of be the highlight of my twilight, to create a record of kind of building out my property on a budget too, because I don't have a lot. I'm planning ahead, I think, very well, I hope. I have a little business that makes me like $1,800 a month gross. And eventually I plan to kind of combine that with my Social Security at 62. So I'm hoping that works. If and I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, I've been in business for 16 years, so it seems sustainable. It's not the kind of thing you can scale up, though. It's just a thing I do here. But it's mostly passive if I want it that way. And that's how I've been able to go on 3-month sailing trips on my boats and stuff. So, and I wish I would have done more than, I think this last one, I went up and did the Great Lakes for 3 months. Loved that trip. It's like right before I started this journey to get debt free and to live differently, I think. I just value my time too much. I realize that doing that is, yeah, I just want to do my thing. And I think I can. I'll keep working and, keep my business going and try to get as much done as I can. Right now with the house and everything, I barely get by, so I'm not saving a bunch of money. As a matter of fact, I'll have to finance my land. I don't plan on spending a lot, like 25, 30,000 at the most. I'll finance it at first, and then eventually when we sell the house, I'll pay it off and really build it out. That's when I'll make any big investments. But I plan to get up on some property next summer and build eventually it'll just be my tool shed, but kind of set it up like a tiny home for me now, for next summer, and then the following summer at least build my foundation, and then kind of wait for the house to sell here. And yeah, I'm not going to build big. not big at all, because I want to be able to, if I need to cool it, you know, like run the generator and run an AC, I only want to do it for a few hours. And I want to use the smallest system as I can. And I'm very comfortable in a small space. I mean, my last sailboat was 28 feet, and it was more space than I needed. I had everything I needed right around me. Everything's well organized, put away. You know, it works for me personally. So I'm thinking, I'm not a tiny home guy. Like, I want to go to extremes, but I'm thinking about 400 square foot, if it's lofted, have like a half loft for a place to sleep. I think that'd be more than enough for me. I don't know, depending on where I go, how I'll heat. I mean, I'd like to use a wood burner, but if some of the places I'm looking at out west, I'm not going to cut down if I can get up in the pine trees, I don't want to be cutting down my pine trees for wood, you know. So I'll have to see. That doesn't seem very feasible. I've also been looking in northern Arkansas and some spots in Missouri, but I'm kind of leaning away from that because I grew up in the Midwest. It's not that much of a new adventure. You know, my grandparents had property up in Iowa, just north of that area. You know, a handful of hours, but I don't know, just all the undergrowth and the bugs and stuff. Everything's a trade-off, but I thought if I can go out there, you know, some spots in New Mexico and Arizona, and find land that's, you know, at least has some elevation enough to be a little cooler in the summers and some breeze, I think that'll be good. And I'll slowly work at building out the property so I can winter over there too if I want. Be nice to, within 3 years or so, maybe 4, have it set up so my son and my wife could go up there for Christmas, you know, in the snow, instead of down here where we had snow once, like 20 some years ago. A dusting. But I'll show you a few of the things I've collected up until now. And I've got this GoPro, so I don't know how good the speaker is, the microphone, but it's all I have right now until I upgrade it. But so I got out my solar today, and this is what I used on the sailboat. I had this set up right here. It was on this board just like it is, you know, just all this junk over here was gone, you know, not there. But and then I had 2 of these panels connected. They're still tied together like I had them on the boat, and I would just drape them over the cabin roof and tie the corners down. And then I had this inside, and I never wanted for power. I've got a pure sine wave inverter to keep my tools charged and everything. And then I try to buy spares of everything. So, and try to get, you know, the basic but tools to do my own crimping and everything like that, so I don't have to order like made to order stuff. I've still got to this is a battery monitor. So I need to put that on. And then what I'm trying to do, the reason I have this all out is it's been put away for like 3 years, so I wanted to make sure I had everything I needed, and I kind of knew I didn't, to add these other 2 panels here. Now when I ordered it, I ordered those 2 extra panels knowing I wasn't taking them on the boat, and I ordered another charge controller. This is the switch box. It's all dusty. I just got it out, but it lights up a nice blue. But I use that on the sailboat, and I think I might use it on at least the tool shed up there. But so I've got those things, and what I need to add here is the other charge controller up here in this space. But I'm going to need to add a 200 amp fuse, and a circuit breaker, I guess a 50 amp or 50 volt, 50 amp breaker. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just patch it together. But so my plan is, and I need to go back on and confirm this because I've forgotten so much, but is to add that. And I'm just ordered another one of these. I thought I had one here, but this is the spare fuse, so I don't have the bus bar, I guess it is, this thing to put it in. So I ordered another one. That'll give me 2 spare fuses.